Rugby fans, whether you've followed the game for decades or are just discovering its rich history, one thing is clear: Ireland has produced some of the finest players the sport has ever seen. From scrappy forwards who make the hard yards to slick backs who can change the course of a match in a heartbeat, each position on the field tells a story. In this video, we're diving deep into those stories, profiling the highest capped Irish players in every position, from the stalwart prop to the elusive fullback. And we'll finish by spotlighting the head coach who's led Ireland to new heights. So settle in, because this is Rugby Decoded, like you've never seen it before. Loosehead prop. When you think of modern Irish scrummaging power, one name sits firmly at the top of the list: Cian Healy. A Dubliner through and through, Healy earned his first cap for Ireland in 2009 against Australia. Over the next 16 years, he established himself as a cornerstone of the Irish front row, amassing a record-breaking 137 test caps, the most by any Irish player in history. What made Healy unique wasn't just brute strength, though he had that in spades. It was his rare combination of mobility, technique, and longevity in one of rugby's most physically punishing roles. Whether anchoring the scrum, carrying into contact, or making low, tireless tackles, Healy gave Ireland consistency in a jersey where most players burn out early. He was central to 3 Grand Slam winning squads: 2009, 2018, and 2023, and part of every Six Nations title win since 2009. Remarkably, even after serious neck surgery in 2015, he fought his way back to the top. A testament to his character. Cian Healy didn't just play prop, he redefined what a loosehead could be. Hooker. In the heart of every great forward pack, there's a hooker who holds it all together. And for Ireland, that man was Rory Best. Hailing from County Armagh, Best made his Ireland debut in 2005, stepping into a role once held by his brother, Simon. But Rory quickly carved out his own legacy, finishing his international career in 2019 with 124 test caps, making him Ireland's most capped hooker and second most capped forward behind Cian Healy. Best wasn't flashy, he didn't need to be. His game was built on reliability, grit, and leadership. Whether it was throwing laser-straight line-out darts, scrummaging low and hard, or putting in unseen breakdown work, Best was the kind of player every coach trusted. He captained Ireland to a Grand Slam in 2018, part of 4 Six Nations title wins, and famously led the side to their first ever victory over New Zealand in 2016. But perhaps what defines Rory Best most is his sheer durability in a position that chews players up. Over 14 years at the coalface, Best gave Ireland not just performances, but presence in every sense of the word. Tight head prop. If the loosehead is your anchor, then the tight head is your foundation. And in modern Irish rugby, Tadhg Furlong has become the gold standard. Born in Wexford and raised on a family farm, Furlong is a throwback in character, but very much a modern prop in play. Since making his test debut in 2015 against Wales, he has earned 78 caps for Ireland, becoming the nation's most capped specialist tight head. What sets Furlong apart isn't just his strength in the scrum, though few shift him. It's his astonishing athleticism. He moves and handles like a back row forward, offloading in traffic, making line breaks, even stepping defenders like a centre. For a man north of 120 kilos, that's no small feat. He's been an essential cog in Ireland's 2018 and 2023 Grand Slam winning teams, a 2-time British and Irish Lion, and a player regularly named in World Rugby's Team of the Year. In a position that's often thankless, Furlong brought flair, without ever compromising the fundamentals. Solid in the set piece, dynamic in the loose, and relentless at the gain line, Tadhg Furlong has redefined what's possible in the number 3 shirt. Lock. If Paul O'Connell was the enforcer, Doncha O'Callaghan was the engine. The man who did the unseen, unglamorous work that locks are made for. Born in Cork and a proud Munsterman, O'Callaghan made his Ireland debut in 2003 and went on to earn 94 test caps, the majority of them in the number 4 jersey. He was rarely the headline act, but always the heart of the pack. A player who embodied commitment, humility, and sheer work rate. At 6 feet 6 inches, he wasn't just a line-out option, he was a line-out technician. But it was in the trenches that O'Callaghan really earned his keep. Clearing rucks, carrying into contact and putting in endless shifts that allowed others to shine. He was ever present during Ireland's first golden era under Declan Kidney, featuring in the 2009 Grand Slam, multiple Six Nations titles, and dozens of bruising attritional test matches where forward dominance made the difference. O'Callaghan didn't court attention, but he earned respect from teammates, opponents, and fans alike. In the number 4 jersey, few have matched his durability, dependability, and doggedness in green. Lock. Few players in Irish rugby history have commanded the same reverence as Paul O'Connell. He wasn't just a world-class second row, he was a natural-born leader, the kind that made opponents nervous and teammates stand taller. A Limerick native and a Munster stalwart, O'Connell earned his first Ireland cap in 2002 against Wales. Over the next 13 years, he would become one of the defining figures in Irish rugby, earning 108 test caps, the majority in the number 5 jersey. Known for his commanding presence in the line-out, O'Connell was a student of the game, often seen with a folder full of line-out codes and tactical notes. But he wasn't just brains, he had the physicality, the edge, and the work ethic to match. He played central roles in Ireland's 2009 Grand Slam and Six Nations titles in 2014 and 2015, captaining the side in his later years. He also toured with the British and Irish Lions 3 times, captaining them in 2009. Paul O'Connell wasn't just a lock. He was a standard bearer, whose legacy still echoes in every Irish forward pack today. Blindside flanker. In an era of explosive athletes and fast-moving breakdowns, Peter O'Mahony has carved out a reputation as a throwback, a hard-nosed, fiercely intelligent blindside flanker who plays with his heart on his sleeve and fire in his belly. Hailing from Cork and forged in the crucible of Munster rugby, O'Mahony made his Test debut in 2012. Since then, he has earned 114 caps for Ireland and counting, the vast majority in the number 6 jersey, a position that demands grit, guile, and relentless work rate. O'Mahony's calling card: line-out mastery. Few back rowers have matched his impact in the air. Whether stealing opposition ball or setting the platform for Irish mauls, his timing and tactical awareness have been second to none. But it's not just set-piece dominance. O'Mahony is a breakdown menace, a leader of men, and a player who seems to thrive when backs are to the wall. His performance against England in 2018, when he captained Ireland to a Grand Slam at Twickenham, remains one of the most complete by an Irish blindside. Peter O'Mahony doesn't just play rugby, he embodies the spirit of it. Open side flanker. Before the days of jackal specialists and textbook turnover drills, David Wallace was doing it all, and doing it at speed. One of the most dynamic forwards Ireland has ever produced, Wallace made the number 7 jersey his own through a rare blend of power, pace and precision. Born in Limerick and playing his provincial rugby with Munster, Wallace earned 72 test caps for Ireland between 2000 and 2011. Though injuries plagued the early part of his career, he came into his prime in the late 2000s, just in time to play a pivotal role in Ireland's Grand Slam winning campaign of 2009. What set Wallace apart was his ability to break the line. In an age when open sides were mostly seen as link men or turnover merchants, Wallace was an attacking threat, regularly punching holes in defences and finishing like a back. That physicality was matched by top-class support play and relentless commitment at the breakdown. He also featured in 2 British and Irish Lions tours, 2001 and 2009, a testament to his standing on the world stage. David Wallace brought world-class flair to the back row and redefined what an Irish open side could be. Number 8. If you wanted a number 8 who could do it all, carry, tackle, link and lead, you found it in Jamie Heaslip. A modern forward in every sense, Heaslip was the beating heart of the Irish back row throughout a golden era of success. Born in Tiberias, Israel to a military family but raised in County Kildare, Heaslip earned his first cap in 2006. Over the next 11 years, he went on to collect 95 test caps, nearly all from the base of the scrum in the number 8 shirt. Heaslip's game was built around consistency and intelligence. Rarely injured, rarely out of form, he was a player coaches could build game plans around. His explosive carrying, soft hands and tireless defensive work made him the complete package. He played a key role in the 2009 Grand Slam, as well as Six Nations titles in 2014 and 2015, and was twice selected for the British and Irish Lions. Off the field, he was professional to the core, among the first Irish players to fully embrace nutrition, data and recovery science. Jamie Heaslip brought a new standard to the number 8 jersey, a true engine of modern Irish rugby, scrum half. In Test rugby, few positions demand as much composure under pressure as scrum half, and for over a decade, Conor Murray has delivered it in spades. Born in Limerick and shaped by the Munster system, Murray made his Test debut in 2011 during the Rugby World Cup. Since then, he has become one of Ireland's most trusted generals, earning 125 caps to date, the most by any Irish scrum half in history. Murray's game has always been defined by control. His crisp, accurate passing and pinpoint box kicking made him the link between Ireland's powerful pack and structured backline, particularly under Joe Schmidt's tactical system, where precision was paramount. He featured in 3 British and Irish Lions tours, 2013, 2017 and 2021, and was a cornerstone of Ireland's 2014, 2015, 2018 and 2023 Six Nations winning sides, including 2 Grand Slams. While not the flashiest number 9, Murray's big game temperament, defensive steel and ability to manage tempo made him invaluable. In an era of chaos at the breakdown, Conor Murray brought clarity, and his legacy as Ireland's most capped scrum half is one built on excellence under pressure. Fly half. Few players in Irish rugby history have worn the number 10 shirt with as much influence or longevity as Ronan O'Gara. A master tactician, a nerveless kicker and a fierce competitor, O'Gara defined the fly half role for an entire generation. Born in San Diego but raised in Cork, O'Gara made his Ireland debut in 2000. Over the next 13 years, he would become a central figure in Irish rugby, earning 128 test caps, all but a handful of them in the number 10 jersey. At his peak, O'Gara was Ireland's ultimate game manager, directing play with a sharp rugby brain and a right boot that won more test matches than most players could dream of. He remains Ireland's second all-time top point scorer, with 1,083 points to his name. Highlights include his iconic drop goal to seal the 2009 Grand Slam against Wales, as well as pivotal roles in 4 Triple Crowns and numerous historic wins over major Southern Hemisphere sides. O'Gara may not have had the flash of some modern fly halves, but his control, courage and clutch performances made him a linchpin of Irish success. Left wing. In a career spanning 15 seasons at the top level, Keith Earls earned a reputation as one of Ireland's most versatile and reliable finishers, and nowhere was he more effective than on the left wing. Born and bred in Limerick, Earls made his international debut in 2008 and went on to win 101 caps for Ireland, scoring 36 tries, the second highest in Irish history. While he featured across the backline throughout his career, the bulk of his test appearances came on the left wing, where his pace, footwork and defensive awareness stood out. Earls was a key figure in 3 Six Nations winning campaigns, including the 2018 Grand Slam, and scored tries in 3 Rugby World Cups. What set him apart wasn't just his speed, but his rugby IQ. He ran intelligent lines, worked tirelessly off the ball, and often made the crucial cover tackle no one else saw coming. Quietly spoken off the pitch, Earls let his performances do the talking, and across more than a decade in green, he became a symbol of resilience, loyalty, and enduring class. Inside centre. When it comes to Irish inside centres, few names carry as much weight as Gordon D'Arcy. Technically gifted, defensively rock-solid and endlessly unselfish, D'Arcy was the perfect foil to Brian O'Driscoll, and together they formed one of the most iconic midfield partnerships in world rugby. Born in Wexford, D'Arcy debuted for Ireland in 1999, but it wasn't until the mid-2000s that he truly found his stride. Between 2004 and 2015, he became a fixture in the number 12 jersey, racking up 82 test caps, the vast majority as an inside centre. D'Arcy's game was built around balance and craft. He had soft hands, an intelligent kicking game, and the footwork to slip defenders in tight spaces. But just as importantly, he was a defensive general, often making the hits that shut down opposition attacks before they started. He was central to Ireland's 2009 Grand Slam, 2 further Six Nations titles, and multiple Triple Crowns. Off the pitch, he evolved into a calm, cerebral presence, a thinker of the game, not just a doer. In a position that demands both grit and guile, Gordon Darcy delivered both, week in, week out, outside centre. When Irish Rugby speaks of greatness, Brian O'Driscoll is always front and centre. The embodiment of skill, flair and leadership, O'Driscoll redefined the outside centre position, not just in Ireland, but across the rugby world. Born in Dublin, he burst onto the international scene in 1999 and went on to become Ireland's most capped player with 133 test caps, predominantly at number 13. His combination of pace, vision and an uncanny ability to read the game made him a constant threat. O'Driscoll's attacking prowess was legendary, weaving through defences, delivering pinpoint passes and scoring 46 tries for Ireland, a record at the time. But it was his defensive tenacity and unwavering commitment that set him apart. He captained Ireland during some of their most memorable moments, including the 2009 Grand Slam, and was a three-time British and Irish Lion captain. Beyond the stats, Brian O'Driscoll's impact lies in his passion and dedication, inspiring a generation of players and fans alike. He wasn't just a great outside centre, he was simply an Irish rugby icon. Right wing. When it comes to finishing and sheer finishing speed, Tommy Bowe stands tall among Ireland's greatest wings. Blessed with a sharp rugby brain and lightning pace, Bowe was a constant threat on the right wing throughout his international career. Born in Monaghan, Bowe made his Ireland debut in 2007 and went on to earn 80 test caps, predominantly at number 14. He scored 29 tries for Ireland, placing him among the top try scorers in Irish rugby history. Bowe's ability to read the game set him apart, whether it was supporting a line break or positioning himself perfectly for a scoring opportunity. His flair was evident in both open play and finishing set-piece moves, and his reliability under the high ball made him a vital asset in the modern game. He played pivotal roles in Ireland's 2009 Grand Slam and the 2014 Six Nations title, as well as featuring in 3 Rugby World Cups. Beyond the pitch, Bowe was known for his professionalism and sportsmanship, earning respect from teammates and opponents alike. In the right-wing jersey, Tommy Bowe combined pace, precision and poise, a true Irish rugby legend. Fullback. When Ireland needed a reliable last line of defence, Rob Kearney was the man they trusted. A fullback with a keen eye for counter-attacking and a rock-solid defensive game, Kearney earned his place as one of Ireland's finest number 15. Hailing from Wicklow, Kearney debuted for Ireland in 2007 and accumulated 95 test caps, almost exclusively at fullback. Known for his safe hands under the high ball, he was often the calming presence when the pressure mounted. Kearney combined exceptional pace with smart positioning, regularly launching counter-attacks that turned defence into offence in an instant. His ability to read the game allowed him to make critical last-ditch tackles, saving tries and frustrating opposition attackers. He was instrumental in Ireland's 2014 and 2015 Six Nations campaigns, including the famous 2014 title win, and played a key role in the British and Irish Lions tours of 2009 and 2013. Off the field, Kearney's professionalism and humility made him a respected leader in the squad. In the fullback jersey, Rob Kearney was a dependable guardian, one who inspired confidence every time he stepped onto the pitch. Head coach. When discussing the greatest architects of modern Irish rugby, Joe Schmidt stands out as the definitive figure. An astute tactician and master motivator, Schmidt transformed Ireland into a powerhouse on the world stage during his tenure as head coach from 2013 to 2019. Born in New Zealand, Schmidt brought a fresh approach to Irish rugby, emphasising meticulous preparation, defensive solidity and clinical execution. Under his guidance, Ireland achieved historic milestones, including their first ever wins over New Zealand and back-to-back Six Nations titles in 2014 and 2015, with the 2018 Grand Slam solidifying his legacy. Schmidt managed 77 test matches as Ireland's head coach, making him the most capped in that role in Irish rugby history. His teams were known for their structured attack, relentless defence and mental toughness, a reflection of Schmidt's own exacting standards. Beyond tactics, Schmidt was a mentor who forged a culture of accountability and professionalism, leaving a lasting impact on players and coaches alike. Joe Schmidt's leadership didn't just win trophies, it redefined Irish rugby's identity, setting a standard that continues to inspire. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the greatest Irish rugby legends, each one a cornerstone of their position and a testament to Ireland's rich rugby heritage. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to see more rugby history, insights and analysis, be sure to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And don't forget to share your favourite Irish player in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, keep loving the game and keep rugby decoded.